Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Billy Goat Tales as we're just going nuts with the sound effects today. We got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking a little bit about Cardano. What's going on over there at Cardano? They're talking about, for sure, bringing on a stable coin. We're going to get right into that. Also, what is going on with Walmart? Walmart is on the move in the blockchain side of things. Great news coming out with Walmart. Love to see it. We're going to be talking about that. Also, we have, I think that was DDT's mic. We're going to be talking with DDT about some charts, going over the charts. We got a lot of other topics we're going to jump into. But first, we got to say hello to the team. What is going on, Jimmy Jim? Good to see you.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, man, another good day. We'll round this week off. After the show today, I will have logged 65 hours of live streaming for the week. So I'm a little whipped, but we had a blast. Looking forward to the future.
Jimmy beat up from the feet up. What's going on, Dave Digital? Good to see you.
Oh man, just another trade or another day to try to make a trade in and out. So chopped up on Bitcoin, I can't figure out where it's at. Even though you look back and it's just been in a range, you think, man, I should have just played the range. So we'll get into the show. Looks like it's going to be a fun one.
And Red Man, how you doing today, Red Man?
Thankful for another day not promised. And man, things are looking up for Bitcoin.
We'll definitely get into that for sure. And Jimmy Jim, DDT. What's going on, DDT?
Yeah, all good. No complaints. Watching charts. Yeah, it's looking a bit better than what it did last week. So yeah, when we get to that, we can kind of have a look and nosy about to see kind of where we possibly could go. But by that, yeah, all good. Yep. No complaints.
And Tony, Tony, I think
when I'm
his family, which is much needed for sure, over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. So let's say hello to the chat, Jimmy Jim. Say hello to our peep out there.
Let's see here. Let me rewind the tape. Looks like maybe Jesse was first in the chat. Hola, Jesse. We had Red Man, and then there's Crypto Billy. We had Dark Crash roll in next, and then we had Dark Crash. Oh, there's Mike Vollmer. Mike Vollmer came and hung out with us a little bit this week. And then we got Jesse again. And why do I feel like I'm missing? And then we got Johnny December.
Oh, yeah, Johnny.
We got Juan Olivares. And, last one there is Ink Pirate. Hola.
Oh, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Yeah, we got 27 rolling, just starting our chat, 27 on total. Okay, we definitely want to get into some crypto bubbles, see what's happening live action with the bubbles. You ready for that, Red?
Let's go. Get myself out of the screen here. All right, so we got a mixed bag. We got green, we got red, we got up, we got down. First of all, we got FET up 0.8% to 26 cents. It's up one spot to number 80. That is FET. And we got Zcash. Zcash, a hot one, still hot. It's up 1.4%, $7.22 billion market cap. $439 gets you one Zcash token. MYX, this is that crazy Binance coin. It is up 2.1% for the hour. It's sitting at $2.96. It's sitting at rank number 92, $565 million market cap. Let's go on to the daily here. Sounds like people are trying to get in an accident outside of my house right now. All right, let's see here. Telcoin. Telcoin is up 6.2% for the daily. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. It's up four spots to number 97, $515 million market cap. That's your Telcoin. We got Rain. It's a newcomer on the block. DeFi play here. It's up two spots to number 47, up 12% for the daily. $1.83 billion market cap. Hasn't quite touched a penny yet. Let's see here. BCH. We're going to go into this one a little bit more on the stream. DDT is going to break out the charts on that, so I'm not going to ruin it. Pump.fund, 6% for the daily. Got a nice little consolidation here. We could see a little bit more of a pump out of Pump.fund. We'll see what happens. It's down one spot to number 48, $1.81 billion market cap. And we got Caspa. We don't really talk much about Caspa because price action hasn't really been that great. But as of late, it's doing really well. It's up 46% for the week, 5.9% for the daily, 12.5% for the monthly. So Caspa showing a little bit of strength here. It's good to see. Let's go on to the weekly. The weekly SPX meme coin, it's up 37.6% for the week. It's up 18 spots, number 82. Meme coins are not dying. They're not going anywhere. This is 70 cents per SPX token. It's $653 million market cap. That's XPX 6900 for you. Maker's not going anywhere. It's up 29.3% for the week. DeFi play for you guys out there. Up 4 spots, number 68. $1.13 billion market cap. $1,329 gets you one Maker token. Let's move on to the monthly. All right, monthly got a lot more red for the month. So we got a lot of recovery to do here in the last month of the year. Let's see if we can get it pulled out. Jupe is down 38% for the month. It's down 78.4% for the year. Jupiter down 14 spots to number 77. Sitting at 25 cents per Jupiter token. DOT. This is Billy's favorite. I wanted to hit this one real quick. It is down 74.7% for the year, 21.1% for the month. It's down 1 spot to number 30. It's hanging though. DOT is hanging in there. I'll give it up to the DOT
I just
people.
bought some more.
Yeah, I'll give it up to the DOT people. They're hanging around. I mean, I don't see
Jeff
any.
brought his
I mean,
salt
other than-
shaker, just put salt right in the wound.
Yeah. No, I just thought I'd bring it up. Sui's down 34.3% for Sui. And for the yearly is down 55% for the year on Sui, down 4 spots to number 22. ICP for the year. ICP is up 35.9% for the month, but for the year it's down 68%. So it's got a lot of recovery to do for ICP. You guys see anything else in there? XMR's hanging around. XMR, I mean, Monero's up 160% for the year. It's riding those privacy coin vibes. It's up 6 spots, number 16, $7.81 billion market cap. That's Monero, $423 a token. Billy, that's pretty much all I got for you. Everything else looks kind of the same. So.
All right, brother. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. We are going to go into the Tex-Mex Biomex segment, which I'll be doing because Tex-Mex Biomex is not here. We're going to hit the coin market cap, go into fear and greed and all that stuff. You ready, Dave? I'm ready. Let's hit it. Okay, here we go. So, what is fear? Let me refresh this just to make sure we're good. Yeah, okay. So 20. Fear and greed is 20. So it's up, guys. Remember, I saw it down to like 9 or 10. So it's already up to 20. So there you go. Hopefully, it's 25. No, I'm sorry, 20. Altcoin season is 25. The index is 25. My bad. 3.1 trillion market cap, still hanging around that $3 trillion range. Wow, man. I hope the bull's not over because that's so depressing seeing a $3 trillion market cap still. And it could lose that and go back down into the twos. Jeff just went over, most of the cryptos. We're going to go to some of the most visited, of course, big AI sectors taking that on, right? AI's killing it. So I can get this thing to move for me. AI companions, Bitcoin Hyper, Bitcoin 6900. All these are a lot of degen coins here. But we also have some good players like XRP. Great to see Rain token. Know those folks pretty well. Great to see them at number 6, most visited. And of course, you got all the main ones: Pi, Solana, Zcash, Caspa. Like I own some XRP, of course. I own some Solana. I own some Caspa. I don't own any Zcash. I'm going to have to check that out. I do have my eye on Quant. I think there's some good stuff happening over there at Quant. It is, and Cardano, of course. Cardano all the way down to 42 cents. That's just amazing. We're going to hit the chart on Cardano and talk about what's going on with Cardano, because they're going to be adding a stable coin, it looks like. And Chainlink blows me away. Chainlink's at $13.31. Can you believe it? $13.31. Chainlink, with everything going on, blows my mind. Blows my mind. Let's see what's trending. Trending wise, wow, never even heard some of these projects. Have you guys? DMCP, never heard of some of these, but these are all trending right now. So a lot of folks look at this and see what's trending, and that's how they get their setup to determine what they want to trade. A lot of people kind of want to see what the fastest moving logs are, what's moving, and then they go in and trade that. And of course, the gainers. We're looking at the gainers right now, guys. And DogeX. Ponzi, that's a good one, right? Ponzi is a gainer. Beers, gainer.
Ponzi is definitely a winner.
Yeah, Ponzi's definitely a winner. MAGA, a lot of just new, what I would call junk, myself. But people make money on it, right? And I did see, and you didn't have it in your update. I guess it hadn't moved, but it seemed like over the last week, Fartcoin was moving and grooving here. I don't have any, never owned any, but it's interesting to see some of the fastest moving logs sometimes. And Fartcoin always seems to pop up. It's like these memes are, like you said, Jeff, are not going away, man.
Fartcoin's up 49.6% for the week.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah. Interesting. But with that, let's bring up DDT and let's get into some Bitcoin chart action. See what's happening on the Bitcoin side of the house. Big Mama, Big Papa, Bitcoin, the one that matters, the only one that really matters. So what do you got for us today, DDT, on Bitcoin? Unless...
Yeah. I thought Dave was going to key the intro, but it's all good. I can just hop in, yeah.
Well, you got to share your chart, yeah.
Yeah, that would help as well. Okay, chart is shared. So when you bring it up to the stage,
there you go.
Someone keeps overriding. So yeah, quick and fast. Obviously, Bitcoin kind of since I was last year, about 2 weeks ago, we lost 100K, closed below on the weekly. We've closed below the 50-week SMA, smooth moving average, and 50-week EMA. Usually when that happens, and probably has been mentioned a few times on other shows as well, that generally now we would see a rally back into these EMAs, at least between kind of say 100 and 102, give or take. One other thing that Army Piper likes to look at as well is the 52-week SMA. So that is kind of giving us a little bit higher of kind of possible retrace at this point. So that's up 102. So anything from 100 to 102 is kind of danger. Will Robinson kind of possibly look for a lower high short there at this point based on market structure. But yeah, kind of that's the EMAs, kind of the market structure. Generally, what's happening on Bitcoin for now is what we do have forming on the weekly, but we don't have the weekly green dot yet on market cipher B on the momentum waves, is a hidden bullish divergence. So we still have a higher high on price action and we have a lower high on momentum waves. Generally, that is kind of an upward trending kind of signal. But given that we did have them as well on the 2-day. So 2-day, we had one here, same thing. So from this dot, so from this dot here, from April down to the current dot on the 21st of November, kind of that time same thing, higher high on price action, lower high on, or lower low, sorry, on the market side for B waves, but this is against red money flow. So, and based on market structure and money flow now currently, I'm still kind of thinking that it's a lower high for now. It's a lower high until proven otherwise. So it's got to prove me otherwise it's lower, that it's not a lower high. For it not to be a lower high, generally what needs to happen here is we would need to reclaim, when I flip the levels on, we are going to need to reclaim number 100K. So what's happened here is specifically with my macro range between say 90K and 108, ideally kind of the next point of interest now that we are back within the macro range, 96 up towards 100K, but when you're getting to 96, obviously you're getting close back to the EMAs, the weekly 50 SMA and weekly 50 EMA. So those are kind of the first two kind of points of action or points of kind of contention. Also on the daily, if we flip back to the daily quickly, if we go back to the EMAs on the daily, obviously these are also quite close, kind of also between 99 and 100K. So we generally have more resistance above us than kind of for now support below. And obviously we do have support below. Kind of next support below is kind of the 74 to 78K zone. And what we've done so far when we did come down, kind of the last kind of week or so, we basically bounced off a lower range. So I had a lower range from say 81K to 88. So what we've done is we've obviously formed in there. We've literally pillaged all the way through the range, wicked, kind of stopping volume candle, kind of a lot of volume, and then obviously still closed above the POC of the range, so volume profile theory. Then we've obviously moved back up, moved back out of this range, and now kind of the next range we'll be trading in now is literally this macro range between say 90, 91K all the way up to 108K. So where does that leave us for now? Obviously, we are kind of going sideways. We've lost a bit of momentum, kind of the upward momentum. So, and also as well, we've hit the anchored VWAP. So the anchored VWAP is pulled from the 11th of November high. So yeah, it's fighting that. And also as well, the thing is the more times you hit it, or kind of the consolidation below it, the longer you consolidate below it, kind of the more chances are you would flip above it and go, right? So that is usually kind of the thesis, kind of what I'm looking at. But for now as well, just flipping down to the 4 hour, we have got money flow that flipped green on the 4 hours. So this is kind of my trend-based kind of signal. So 4 hours red, I'll be favoring shorts all day. 4 hour green or blue, in my case, locally, I'd be looking for longs. So pullbacks at this point, obviously we're hitting resistance now between 91 and 92. And so kind of pullback levels, I'm basically watching at this point. So basically at this point, I'm watching kind of these anchored VWAPs here. So anything from like 87 to kind of this 88.4, 88.5 is kind of the zone where I'm looking that we still sit a 4 hour higher low and then we move. If that doesn't happen, the other case is that we break above, we hold this anchored VWAP up support, and then we hit towards 96K. So obviously the two options, ideally best case, market structure wise, the thing is you got for me the thought as well as the pain point, right? What's maximum pain here? Don't give anyone more chance to get long, to get along into the lower high, kind of just carry on going. So you've got to be wary of the fact that as well. So also as well, kind of here where we had this obviously downtrend all the way from the all-time high after 1010, literally it was an easy short the whole way down. So, and that was the thing. I think it's oppositely to that, and kind of opposed to that, I'm thinking the max pain point here is not giving chance to kind of get the decent long. Ideally, the decent long is between 80, kind of in the zone between 87 and 89,000 for me, kind of based on market structure. Retesting these highs here where we broke and we actually flipped market structure bullish on the 4 hour. So kind of this zone here between 87 and 89, give or take. Or if this kind of continues and it doesn't actually roll over at all, just kind of continues consolidating sideways and then flips up. That's kind of the other case that I'm seeing at this point. It's either going to pull back or it's not, kind of two options, right? So yeah, Bitcoin at this point, if it pulls back kind of anything from 87 to 89, kind of I'm watching this vector candle here as a kind of POR point of interest, because obviously there'll be liquidity there. Also as well, kind of just flipping to heat maps, you can see we've got quite a lot of liquidity below us now. And this is all below the yellow. Well, the yellow is kind of
thick stuff above us there.
Yeah, there is some, and we've not actually gone for that now. And that's kind of what my thought is why we may pull back a little bit. So we do have CME opening in 40 minutes. So we just got to see how that opens as well, kind of with Bitcoin futures and CME. But kind of below us, generally, we have, or closer to price action currently, we have more longs. Ideally, I wouldn't want to go to 84 or even close to 82,000 because then you flip your 4-hour market structure back bearish, which is not ideal, kind of for further momentum to the upside. So I'm kind of taking it easy and kind of, in my mind, guessing and hoping that we don't go below 87. So yeah, but there's a zone here kind of with liquidations. We've got daily naked point controlled 87,000. We've got value area high. We've got kind of 2 anchored VWAPs. We've got enough confluence of levels there for me specifically to kind of think that it's watch market structure and watch the candles here to kind of get long. Or otherwise, the alternate case is kind of watch a flip of the anchored VWAP and then a back test of the anchored VWAP to get long, specifically on a higher time frame. Ideally, you want to snipe an entry, but what I would prefer to do is kind of 1 hour candle closes. I think should be sufficient, in my opinion, kind of for kind of when I choose if I was going to long a break and retest or long kind of a pullback retest. So yeah, that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. It's looking okay for now. At least for the most part, we've kind of got decent 4-hour structure with higher highs and higher lows now from the bottom. We still need to flip. We still need to get back above 93,200-ish to kind of actually break externally bullish structure on 4-hour. But for now, it's looking okay on Bitcoin. So danger averted for now, but things can change. So we've got to play it level to level. But for me, for now, the levels to kind of watch is between 87 to 89. Watch all these lows here because that's kind of clear liquidity that I can just sweep and go. So 87 to 89K. And then obviously just the retest if it breaks above this anchored VWAP at 92K, call it. Flip 92K to support is kind of the other option for me to get long. Ideally, I wouldn't be wanting to be short here specifically. Yes, there's a local short kind of in play at the moment. But kind of until I see kind of a breakdown and retest and back test, probably that's the only short I would take if I was taking a scalp short here.
All right,
but for the most part, yeah, it's looking a lot better than what it did a week or two ago for now.
For sure. Well, we're going to come back to you, DDT. We're going to have you look at a few other ones here. I want to move on to this main story, which is really cool as being Cardano guys here at Billy Goat Tales. Cardano steals itself for 2026. Eyes onboarding tier 1 stable coins and cross-chain bridges. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As of 2026 rolls by, Cardano has identified onboarding tier 1 stablecoin as a major area of focus to improve its decentralized finance, its DeFi capabilities. Key ecosystem entities are prepared to splurge 70 million ADA from the Cardano treasury to fund the scheduled improvements. Now that is that's a lot of ADA right there. That's a lot of ADA. So one of the big things with Cardano is being a layer 1 blockchain. They, unlike other layer 1s, don't have a stable coin, right? So to make it more efficient, more interoperable, you pretty much have to have a stable coin on your chain. And Cardano doesn't and has been getting a lot of smack for that, right? So they're really looking at that. Dubbed the Cardano Critical Integration Budget, key ecosystem players are pushing for an allocation, huge allocation of ADA from the Treasury to fund the new integration. Input-Output Hong Kong, which is IOHK. You'll hear that a lot, IOHK. Midnight Foundation, along with the Cardano Foundation and Intersect, and Emergo from the coalition behind the budget proposal. So when you guys hear these names in the Cardano ecosystem, you hear IOHK a lot. You hear the Midnight Foundation. You hear the Cardano Foundation. All of these are just different wings. It's kind of like our government. You have the the legislature, the judicial, you have the executive branch. It's kind of like that. But it's big news for anybody in the Cardano ecosystem because it's been the one thing that they needed to focus on. A lot of these chains, these layer one blockchains, if you look at Solana, we know that Solana is retail based, right? So Solana did great with the Phantom wallet. They're great with initializing and starting new meme coins. They made it user friendly, the ease of use. Solana's got that going for it. It's kind of like its hallmark, right? And then if you look at ETH and huge layer one, everybody's building on ETH. They have a lot of interoperability. They have a lot of layer twos and even layer threes off of ETH. So it has its brand identity. And then what did they have? They have stable coins. And so one of the things, some of the negative feedback I would say, or the pushback on Cardano has been, who are you guys servicing? Are you going for corporate America? Are you going for retail? Are you going for governmental, the governmental side of things? What are you going for? Like, what's your purpose? And so this right here, I think will just help the ecosystem go. And I'm glad to see it personally. What's your thoughts on that, Redman?
I mean, they're trying to stay relevant. They understand that stable coins are the future. This is where everybody's going. And they found out that they don't have much in the pond. So they already have a couple projects. They have DJED, but there's only $10 million in DJED. They have USDM. There's only $8 million in USDM. That's Mahin Finance. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. And then they have, they have USDA, which is a newer fiat-backed coin from Anzins. There's only $5 million in that. And I think Charles is looking at this stuff and he's realizing, hey, we're going to need more skin in the game if we're going to be profitable and keep up with these other chains that have already kind of taken over the market. DJED is a native algorithmic stable coin. So I don't know. I totally understand. They're trying to rub elbows with USDC and USDT. And I get that part. That makes sense to me. It makes more sense than trying to grow something natively from their own fold, because it doesn't look like what they put out so far has done very well. But yeah, if they can harness a Tether or a Circle, man, I think that would work out great. It says the goal is to increase stablecoin ratio from 10% to 30 to 40% of their TVL. So integration of major oracles, Chainlink and Pith, and bridges Wormhole and Layer Zero. So they're going total DeFi on this thing, and I got my hats off to them because they recognize there's a need out there, and they're trying to address that need within their blockchain. I think this is a major step up for Charles and ADA as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. What's going on, Drew? Good to see you, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you, brother. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving with your family. While we're saying hi, say hi to Dark Crash. Good to see you, Dark Crash. T.555. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Green Day Profits. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, man, I came back on fantasy football. It looks like I'm going to. I might have a little bit of hope left, man. Crux, good to see you. Hey guys, I'm gonna throw in, if you guys want to jump on. Anybody has time, it's totally up to you. Don't feel pressured because this is still family time. But I will throw in the link into chat here. If you guys want to jump on behind the scenes there, come on up and talk Thanksgiving, talk whatever you want. Good to see everybody. Philly Whiz Kid, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Alex O Crypto, my man. Alex O Crypto, the man, the legend, the best scalper that I know personally is Alex O Crypto. We appreciate you, Alex.
One of the hardest working men in crypto is my favorite, Alex O Crypto. I've never met a more honest, transparent, loving personality. Givers gain, Otter Gang. Billy Goat Tails loves you, Alex O.
Amen. What's your thoughts on the Cardano stable coin, adding the stable coin to Jimmy Jim. Any thoughts on that?
Well, like Cardano, usually they need to do something. It seems like it's been slow growing, throughout this year. Not a whole lot of big announcements,
Yeah.
but adding the interoperability. I mean, that's what they've always intended on doing. It's happening. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave Digital, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'm not really sure if I'm clear on what they're doing. Is that what they're doing? Is they're trying to get either USDC or Tether to partner up with them, or are they adding another stable coin like they've done before, like Jeff was talking about with DJED? I'm not sure if I
No,
understand what's
like
going
they're
on.
trying to add a like a tether or a circle to the blockchain, to the Cardano blockchain, that it just functions just like you would with like ETH, right? So if you're on ETH and you want to,
Yeah, so it's USDT.
yep,
Like,
USDT or USDC. They haven't been specific. Maybe both. I don't know, but that's
and
been
so they've
one
just
thing.
made it into a little bit further talks is all that's happened, or they're really close
Well, now it's up for
It says negotiations.
it's up for a
and
budget.
they've set a budget.
Yeah. So it's up for a budget approval for a 70 million ADA is what it would take. And you got to wonder, like, that's just like integration,
35
but
million.
also you're probably buying somebody, right? I mean, it's like, it probably takes that much to build it out, but it seems like a lot, man. It seems like a
70,
lot.
70 million ADA is $28
It's
million.
30.
That's
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of money,
really-
man.
I mean, it depends on how you quantify it, I guess. That seems like a little bit for a stable coin, right? It aren't stable. I mean, they're worth billions, yeah.
Yeah. A Tether's in billions for sure. It just
Hundreds of billions.
it just doesn't, like all these blockchains, you got to have the code built so that they can talk within among each other and move swiftly, build the pairs out so that you can exchange. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard, meaning $28 million worth of that hard. But hey, man, I'm not that guy. I'm not that coder. I really.
So the $28 million does not have to do with any of the backing for it. It's just for a project to integrate the stable coin, or just to talk about integrating a stable coin.
No, that's the budget. So they would vote on the budget to fund to be able to integrate the stable coin into the Cardano blockchain. So it seems to me like a lot, but
Yeah, it seems like a lot of process. It seems like they still got to get to the point of which stable coin, and then. I mean, it seems like they're just barely starting to get going. Like the little train that could is just barely trying to go anywhere. It seems like they're barely leaving the station.
well, sort of like our project that we had voted. So they got to vote on it. So all the D reps have got to vote on it. It's got to be voted on, and once they vote on it, then it will go into be executed. So it's one of their major agenda items, though, and they're hoping that.
I mean, they need it. I think everybody needs one.
Yeah.
If you want, if you're set up to where you want traders and you want pairs and you want stuff like that on chain, then I think it just makes sense.
I mean, I think it's going fast because this says the proposal's moving fast, nearly 3 billion ADA in yes votes within 48 hours, making it the fastest approval in Cardano governance history. So they're moving.
What does 3 billion ADA and yes votes mean? So that means they have 3 billion ADA now versus the millions?
I'm guessing that's just what I got off here. Yeah, within
I
48
presume
hours.
it's committal from validators, more than likely, isn't it? Or kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's decentralized over there, so everything has to be voted on by all of the D reps, and so they put a proposal together, and then they got to vote on it as a community to say, "Yep, let's do this." So getting the details together to when people ask questions, like kind of Dave's asking right now, all of those people are asking those hard questions to get clarity. And then once they have their clarity, then they can vote yes or no on it. And then if they vote yes, which it sounds like they're making this a priority to kind of push it through, then they can execute it. So I think we're going to see, like, we're just bringing this up today on the show, but like I've heard rumblings of this for months now about Cardano wanting a stable coin, needing a stable coin to kind of just help the ecosystem in general. So I think overall it's a great move for Cardano. Like if I was a D rep, I would vote yes for this, because I think it's just another way for them to get a foothold into becoming one of the big boys and being able to operate fully like a layer 1 blockchain, which is interoperable with basically Tether and USDC. Maybe, hopefully both, right? I mean, over there on ETH, layer 1 blockchain, you can use whatever you want over there, right? So it's I think it'd be good for the ecosystem. But with that,
Everybody's muted. Here we go.
I hear you.
It is
Yeah, I can
DDT.
hear
Yeah, I'm back on. Sorry,
Okay.
Billy, you did mute a little bit. So I know that was probably the lead in back to just looking at ADA. So yeah, ADA, same thing like Bitcoin. Weekly closes currently still below the 50 EMA and 50 SMA on the weekly. Also as well, we've had a weekly bearish change of character. Not the best look, because also as well, ADA has been very sporadic. So obviously it will trend up for a while and then literally trend down for a while. Kind of, it's not necessarily showing me kind of what I would like to see in a project. The trends are too long. The accumulation is too long. But for me, I'm kind of just market structure wise, obviously bearish trend now on the weekly, same like Bitcoin, daily as well, kind of also below the daily 50 and weekly SMA, daily bearish trend of, lower highs, lower lows, all the way down. Currently, what we are getting on ADA as well is the same like Bitcoin. If I just take these drawings off because they are going to make the chart really messed up, is the same thing on the weekly. If we take the lows from here, from around 32 cents, give or take, we have a lower low on the momentum waves, higher low on the price action or candles. The issue for me now as well is the market side for money flow on the weekly is crossed red, which is normally kind of quite bearish. And generally that now, given the stage that we're at in the cycle, I don't think that has got a very likely chance of turning around and flipping back green. Although it has kind of rounded out and come back up. 4 hour is kind of, it's following Bitcoin pretty much as well. Kind of locally, it's making higher lows and higher highs on the 4 hour. Kind of recovered this candle here. So the kind of next levels it needs to get back above. At this point, what happened was Cardano, when it came down, it fell into another range on the side here from pretty much the previous bull market. So there's another range literally from 40 to, call it the bear market range, 40 to 30 cents, give or take. And literally it landed, obviously wicked on the weekly into that range, kind of like Bitcoin at 80K and bounced. Same thing, kind of the 39, 40 cents was kind of the bounce point, kind of based on the volume profiles that we're looking at. So for now, the next kind of levels I have above where we're at now, because we're holding and we're between a few kind of key volume profiles. Yes, it's kind of got a range here on the daily. We need that money flow to come up. But if we're looking at the 4 hour, we have had a green money flow cross, which is kind of good from kind of just kind of zooming in point, kind of to the lower time frames. Generally, the high time frames don't look that good, but a relief bounce does kind of seem likely, kind of like how Bitcoin is getting its relief bounce per se. So for me, locally, we have a weekly point of control and a daily naked point of control, kind of high volume levels just above us. And I actually wanted to pull this a bit higher, and I don't know why. I have to go into our time frame. Let's delete that. So for now, the kind of very key level to get back is obviously 49 cents, 50 cents, give or take. It's got a kind of speed bump on the way at 46, give or take. So if we just quickly do this on the volume profiles, kind of on that, there's a smaller range on the 4 hour, kind of this 46 cents is going to be its next bump in the road, but it needs to start getting some momentum and volume behind it. The volume's quite flat, even on the 4 hour, which is not ideal. Market structure and kind of money flow just keeps on flip-flopping. But kind of Cardano as a whole, as a coin, kind of, it's one of those ones that ranges before big moves. So even in the bear market, huge long range between 20 to 30 cents for absolutely ages, and then kind of has its kind of these big trending up moves when it gets kind of good news and good releases. So kind of worst case here, hold 40 cents. But what we could probably see here as well, just kind of how Cardano has moved previously, kind of we might just kind of go sideways and kind of creep up, or kind of just hang around between 40 and kind of 44 to 46 cents, kind of in a range, build a range, and then use that as a base to build up. So locally, 40 cents, kind of the local support, kind of local resistance above 46. But obviously, once it gets back above 50 cents, then we start talking about anything from 60 to 80 cents up higher. Money flow will have to turn around, but also as well, kind of the overhang is kind of where we are on the cycle. Yes, we could get extended cycle, but that's not confirmed. Kind of that's if it happens, right? So we'll play that thesis when it happens. So currently that's not happening. So I'm sticking personally on my kind of thesis that kind of anything now is a relief bounce, same like it is with Bitcoin. If that changes while the relief bounce is happening and the thesis changes, obviously I am quite vocal on kind of if I change my thesis. So that will kind of, I'd air that view if I see anything changing to kind of say, no, it's no longer a relief bounce and it's going to bounce and go. And maybe Cardano gets back to 60 cents, kind of, I'll be one of the ones that says, kind of that's the thought. But for now, kind of sticking to the same old 4-year cycle, relief rally here after all the structure breaks to the downside. Local support 40 cents, kind of speed bump in the road above it, just 46. Otherwise, kind of the very, very key level if it starts moving up to get back above 50 cents. Kind of, and then we can start talking about kind of higher prices on Cardano. But generally, the thesis is probably will range and creep up. If it follows Bitcoin, kind of as Bitcoin is doing, if Bitcoin starts moving up to kind of relief bounce, then or sustain the relief bounce, then I could see Cardano getting back to like anything from 46 to 50 cents at the least.
That'd be nice. Well, we got our man Drew here.
So
I know you're a Cardano. You're a Cardano guy. What do you think about it?
I'm not a Cardano guy. Actually, the only thing that I have on Cardano is your guys' NFT.
Really?
It is,
you're a Cardano holder, man. I didn't know that.
I got out of Cardano when it hit $1, man.
Okay.
There was like not enough plug-in. I heard you guys talking about stable coins and they're building out the rails, or they're trying to pay some $25 million thing to make it happen. That's great. I got out of Cardano when it hit $1. I see, like, I basically just layered into Aerodrome, Morpho, Chainlink, Bitcoin. I kind of consolidated down. Like, I think I have some Cardano laying around in some wallets, but in general, like, I don't know, man. It's it's been something that I've been around, and BJ and TJ and all the J's in my life. They've been really, really talking about Cardano, really, really excited. And I understand, like, I was there last cycle and saw it go from a few cents over a couple bucks. But there is a heavy dilution, and I think a concentration of where money's actually flowing right now. And, we're sitting on this time frame, basically in our crypto world, in our 4-year cycle paradigm, is the ISM and the business liquidity has been in a bear market for 2.5 years. So basically, if you don't see a massive liquidity injection, you will see stagflation shut down American economy and thus spill across the world, and it will cause global problems financially. So it's either they inject the liquidity to kick the system back over again, because it has been on a downtrend for the last 2.5 years, or they don't, they act fiscally responsible, and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. I'm actually leaning towards the print side personally. I can understand why, because I've been around many 4-year cycles. I can understand why the paradigm's there. Spent a lot of time researching, writing about it. But this time, yeah, I did take profits at 126, but actually just layered back in at 80. So, and my general thesis is that 70K was a hopeful next plate check for Bitcoin. 80 was close enough. And I'll keep buying if we do go down to 80. I'm prepared for that for sure. But I really think that what's coming with, I mean, we're in a situation where like JP Morgan is getting ready to roll out their own token on the base network. And we see the consolidation of power and basically US interests layering into US built products and exchanges and systems built in that manner. And then you have the other side, the Asian markets, which are even trying to plug into America as well. So I am layering in pretty heavily, and the bags are repacked for 2026. I am taking a counterpoint that, yes, this is a much different environment. So
when you say that, Drew, what you're basically, what I'm hearing you say, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but what I'm hearing you say is, hey, I know where we're at, pretty close to we're at the end of this cycle. We typically have 12 months of a bear market. However, you're taking the counter approach in that you don't see it retracing down that 70%, 80%.
absolutely not. No.
Okay. So
hardcore no. Like
okay,
65, 70 is rock solid in terms of the amount of volume and interest there. And I also don't think this cycle's over. I don't. I think that a 30% correction, something we've seen 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we fell heavily below the 300 SMA. So I had to short on the way down to 80, which was aggravating. It was aggravating to short projects that I believed in. I made a new bag of Tether, and then I layered back into spot right at around like 83, 84. We're sitting in a situation where basically there's a $600 billion a year valuation coming in from the Magnificent Seven capex. We have a massive consolidation of power within the stock market right now. The Federal Reserve is cutting interest rates into 3% inflation, a stagflationary signal. You have global AI infrastructure that's going to be spending at least $1 trillion a year, but the US is actually going to print $10 to $15 trillion a year to produce the power infrastructure to make that happen. AI is great. You need power to manage this and to roll this out at a corporate level. They're going to print an ungodly amount of money to make that happen. And then you have the Federal Reserve ending quantitative easing today, or tomorrow rather, December 1st, right? So this is something, along with our deficit spending, all the problems that are going on, I really don't see any form of fiscal responsibility and letting the system take a 30 to 40% haircut being allowed by the powers that are in control. I simply don't. Is it logical to? Yeah, that's how things should work. That's not how the world does work, though. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the counter approach. I don't think the stimulus packages are going to have much of an effect because those are coming in the later part of 2026. But basically, the government's going to cook the books to make people feel better about the midterm elections, hell or high water. That's how I see it. What's up, baby?
So yeah, I'm of the opinion too that for me, I need to see that liquidity and stuff come back in. It takes time. It's delayed. They don't just turn the tap back on and it hits the markets. It will be staggered. So as that comes in, that's kind of when we change our thesis, or when I will change my thesis. Mm-hmm. So for now, that the cases are very valid. It could be a normal 4-year cycle, or we could actually have this liquidity come in, which will, but it just depends what pumps with the liquidity, right? Where does that money move?
Absolutely.
We're hoping that money goes to crypto, but also as well, you're going to see things like indices and stock and AI and all that type of stuff, energy stocks and those type of things. Obviously, will get a lot of investment. And
there's crypto that's plugged in normally though through stablecoin rails, right? Mm-hmm. So like we've always wanted utility coins, and now we have them through these infrastructures that basically just settle stable coins. Mm-hmm. The true altcoins like Cardano, the things that literally just get really cooking when the hype comes in, that's the stuff that worries me. I mean, infrastructurally, crypto is here to stay. Speculatively, many of the altcoins will have a very, very hard time in 26. I really remain that. So it's not like when I say the cycle's not over, it very well could be over for good for a lot of different projects that have based their business models around the 4-year cycle, and having some euphoric peak come at the end of this year, which did not happen. And there are many, many bodies floating up to the top of the water that built their business plan around a euphoric altcoin bluffs top, and it didn't come. So that is something, and a lot of market makers got flushed out on October 10th. So, I think that this is more of a manipulative cleaning the grass out in terms of companies that were over levered, that use their funds in a form of leverage to produce the revenue to get the yield on the holders. Those companies, many of them haven't, completely admitted it, but I think that there's going to be a lot of casualties that are realized over the next few months from that event. Still, I think there was a few of them that popped up so far, but really, like, the true alt season, where it's not like 2021 where you had, if you could throw a dart at the top 100 and just be in it at the right time, you're having a great time. It's a selective alt season.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. Kind of, you've got to go with what's moving and what has the attention, and a lot won't. And that's the thing. Kind of specifically, if you're sticking with like Bitcoin, ETH, or any of the coins that have the institutional interest, anything that have ETFs, HBAR, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, ETH, those are probably going to be your first movers, or anything with institutional interest is probably an institutional rail, like you mentioned, Truth. That could be like any of the BlackRock type fund stuff on Biddle, those type of things as well. So yeah, good call on those to kind of keep an eye on them as well, specifically.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't feel the same, It's not the same, just hit it big off the number 15 on Coin Market Cap. It's not that easy anymore. So I did buy a bunch of Solana staking ETF staking mechanisms. A lot of the smaller projects that are how Solana can provide staking yield in those ETFs. Those are the projects I bought with the dip. And then Ethereum, I feel like it's for sure here to stay, but I didn't buy Ethereum. The market cap's too high. I wanted what captured Ethereum, which is the base network, because I think that there's going to be a lot of forced liquidity. Like, liquidity is just going to flow that way from American institutional investors, because Coinbase is the one that, custodies all of these ETFs. It's the trusted road for them to take, So it's like 2 years ago in the blockchain basement, we're like, somehow Coinbase is going to capture Ethereum. And then they rolled out Base Network. I'm like, oh my God, there it is. I don't have to pay the $10, $15 Ethereum gas fee. I'm sending back and forth on Base Network for cents. It's coming very quickly. And so that's where the liquidity layer of Aerodrome and the lending layer of Morpho came into play. And basically those, I do consider Ethereum. Morpho is essentially like Aave, and it's actually catching up to Aave pretty quickly. And this is something you just have to pick on. Just choose the darlings of the American infrastructure companies while it's unpopular to do so, So
it's the same with the ISO. The ISO coins, same thing.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a real thing. Like, the Swift organization did move over to ISO messaging standards that are that 20022 messaging relay standard. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a stamp of approval for all these projects, but at least they're designed to have a chance at the table, right? Having a chance at the table for something like that matters quite a bit. And there's only like 2 projects in total that actually have a seat with Swift. The obvious one's Chainlink, and the other one is this Linnea thing. That is a consensus layer 2 for Ethereum. It's completely unknown.
Linnea's it's Tether's blockchain, isn't it?
It is
one form of Tether's mechanism to move money around.
It's one of their forms, but Consensus and Joe Lubin put it together as a Ethereum layer 2. It's a settlement layer, basically. So it's a layer 2 on Ethereum. It's not Ethereum proper. And basically the powers behind MetaMask and Consensus got together and built this product, and the people behind it, and then the immediate release on Reuters and all these major publications, like, yeah, Linnea's working with Swift. There's only 2 projects that actually have verifiable working relationship with Swift, and those are the 2. So I bought those, and then Canton Network is already settling. Canton Network is like the most mysterious thing that I've ever seen come out. Microsoft and IBM were running real world asset transactions on it for months, and then they just released it. They don't care about any hype. They don't care about advertising to any of us because it's a network for these.
Institutional,
Yeah, they don't need to advertise.
not for retail.
Right. So I bought a little piece of that too. What's up, Rimbo? What are you doing? Come here, buddy. Yeah. So I've been buying pieces of those things, and on Bitcoin, I'm just excited to trade the chop. I've been really looking at this in broader terms. Before you roll out actual adoption, why would you allow crypto natives, to perfectly time and trade your boat that's about to leave harbor? You simply would not. From a game theory perspective, you would shake as many of the crypto natives, short-term holders, and people who think they know everything about the 4-year cycle completely off the ship. Give the 4-year cycle sellers their flowers when they take their profit in that October timeframe. Roll it into Q1 right before the elections for 2026 happen, and then go ballistic. And you will have very few people on the ship there to experience the upside. I think in those terms. I think about how can they cause the most amount of pain to the people that have been here the longest, and that's what I came up with. So
I think as well, the thesis here is that we have to crypto, kind of the infrastructure, or kind of the crypto landscape is adapting now that we have institutions. Kind of we scream for institutions to be here. Eventually they're here. So now, yeah, we do have to, and they don't play by our rules as well. Kind of. So,
but the crazy part is
we have to adapt to
they know our
gameplay.
rules, right? Don't you think that they know our rules, Darren? Like,
yeah.
It's pretty well telegraphed that we trade around a 4-year cycle. Like, I have very close connections to the VP of BlackRock crypto investments, and they know the 4-year cycle rules. Larry Fink knew and was excited about Bitcoin in 2021, even when he was sitting there saying it's bad for the environment for their ESG goals. So they've studied us. They've
been their highest revenue.
Drew, there's Arthur Hayes
product
predicts Bitcoin will hit 500,000 by 2026. Right, to your point, right? 2026.
Yeah, Hayes, I don't think he's very rich and he's got way more money than me, but he also has gotten hammered off those Athena moves.
Yeah.
So
he has got it.
But 500K by 2026, I think that is one of the problems of why I have a hard time coming to this bullish of an outlook is because BlackRock, Sailor, all of these billion-dollar buys, they're buying it OTC. They're not affecting the price to the upside. The only things that are being sold or affecting the open market right now from BlackRock, all these huge institutions, is the sells. They will buy and accumulate massive amounts of Bitcoin without affecting the price to cause it to go up. But when it's time for them to dump, shotgun shell to the downside. And that's what we've seen month to month to month. There have still been strong inflows, but those inflows aren't counted on the market like they should be normally. It's basically, they're just vice versa in that, where the sells are what caused the major dump. So, we invited Wall Street to the table, and now they're here and they're going to play by their games, So, like, 2026, I think we have the absolute velocity right now if we do see a liquidity injection to hit 200K. I do feel that way. 500K is more of like 3 or 4 years from now type thing, and it might just be a painful staircase up into the right for a while with 30% corrections all along the way. And each one of those, it's going to be scary for folks and everything like that. But honestly, like I've kind of loved this. Like, this been the best trading year of my life. And then, as I've had things come up in life where I needed to take lots of profits on, even in 2024, and I felt like a total fool. And now that I look back, I mean, a lot of those projects I sold, they have never came back to that level this entire time, which is leaving a lot of confusion. So it's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. I'm not going to say it's not a wild ride, but definitely not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
It's been a good 4 years. I mean, 17 to 21 was really where I came into it. 17 and it was good, and then 21 to 25 was better, way better. Right? You just learn more. You pay attention more. You invest better. I'm looking forward for the next 4 years. Like we really have had the ride that Bitcoin promises, right?
Yeah.
From 21 to 25, it's been good, man. I mean, like I have felt euphoria because buying Bitcoin at $16,000,
Sure.
writing it up to 126, I think it's exactly what we all hoped for. And but we have not seen those doggone altcoins just do the same. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's what leverage is for, man.
That's right.
So,
I'm not a big leverage guy. Well,
yeah.
we got you though, because it sounds like you're gonna. I heard the bride in the background, but what's going on with the band, man? Give us an update.
Oh yeah, dude. So this band was formed by the members of Impending Doom, and I'm recording the vocals right now. It's probably going to take me like 2 months to record the vocals, and then I'm back at it, dude. I'm going to be playing probably like 2 shows a year here in Atlanta. Most likely is where they'll be. They're naming it Detonator. The band's name is Detonator, and it's totally got me in the spice of my life again, man. You know what I mean? Like I left a really great band back in Denver to come work for TJ, and it's been a thing, like stepping away from music and stepping away from all that stuff. But I found this band, and I am so excited, dude. Like this is it. Impending Doom was one of my favorite bands to begin with, and then I found out that they were like the founding members of this band.
Amazing.
Yeah, it added a lot of excitement to me, but yeah, it's a crazy time, and like for crypto, man, like I think the most pain comes from people that aren't weighted correctly in Bitcoin. You have to weight your portfolio in Bitcoin, and then the altcoins are where you're trying to make the big moves, but just a smaller allocation. It's hard for, I mean, I understand if you're punching up and you're looking at $100,000 Bitcoin and you're trying to like, how do I get that? You know what I mean? And you're looking at the other coins. So I actually had a barber going off on me, aggravated about XRP yesterday. Me and my boy were getting a haircut, and they saw my watch, and they're like, "What's the deal with XRP, man?" And I was told it was going to $100. I was like, "Dude, I just had to explain like how big of a market cap it needs to hit those levels." And I was like, "It could, if you have an alt run, which I do think will happen, it can go to $4 or $5 with pretty good ease, like as long as it holds its position." But he was aggravated by that answer because the TikToks that he's been watching have been saying 100. Some of them have been saying $1,000 per token. And this dude was literally like earnestly confused by my answer of $4 to $5. I'm like, yeah, that's a $300 or $400 billion market cap. That's a big move. That's a big market cap to work towards, right? Like that's something to, and I still hold XRP, but I'm not going to be buying it at these levels. So that's just a trip. That's still going on.
No, yeah, XRP Army. XRP was one of the first cryptos I bought.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
I still have it. I don't know. I got some at 30 cents, I think. Because I bought it in 17, so it was like high at the time. Because I think you could have got it for 15 cents or whatever.
Yeah, I got it for 17 cents in the COVID dip.
Yeah, so I didn't even buy it at its lowest, but I still, it's one of those deals where I'm just going to hold XRP, and I'm going to give it to my kids, as grandkids or something. You know, I'm really not going to use it for myself. But if it does boom, hey, they'll have a nice little bag of XRP. But I just keep it in my ledger. I really don't mess with it. I don't sell my Bitcoin either, Drew. I'm not a big trader of my Bitcoin. I just keep accumulating it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even stand to think about like moving it to sell it. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to get lost. I don't want to, I don't want to like the wait for the 10 minutes. Like when you do have to move a lot of Bitcoin, it's like, it just kills you, man. It's just like, is this going to come through? Even today, it still bothers me.
Yeah. All my Bitcoin's for my kids. It's not even, I don't even consider it part of my portfolio. It's not mine. It's theirs. And I'm trying to teach them how to save in Bitcoin with their allowance too. Or to even invest in nuclear energy, things of that nature, nanotech firms. Like I'm getting my kids absolutely investing into the future, like now. You know, I'm not going to sit around and wait for them to figure it out themselves. They're going to figure it out now. I want them to be set up in a good spot. So,
Amen, brother.
well, I'm going to go fight them and get some sleep and get them to bed here because they're going nuts. But I just wanted to hop on and say, hey everyone,
Thanks,
y'all have
Drew.
a good night. I'll see you guys in a
Yeah,
bit.
man.
Thanks.
Later,
brother.
Drew.
Thanks for
Take
stopping
care.
in, man. Oh, it's good to see Drew. Good to see Drew. Oh yeah, back on this prediction it was Arthur Hayes, $500,000 Bitcoin. To Drew's point, I mean, Drew's one of the guys. It sounds like that he feels we're going to bounce and the cycle's not over, and he's loading up his bags. And you got to keep an open mind, everyone. This is not financial advice. Everybody's got their own thesis. But that's one of them. And Drew's been in it a long time. Respect all his moves and everything he does. Arthur Hayes, we're starting to see some of this, what I want to say, good news, bad news for Bitcoin, because although we just got this Arthur Hayes prediction, and there's also a new Kathy Wood prediction out there, we are also seeing that China, and Red,
China.
we can get into that if you want. Just, I know we're going out of
Yeah.
sequence, but with Drew
Let's
coming
go.
in, China, now's got some FUD out there on Bitcoin. You want to get into that?
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me just pull this up real quick.
So it's good news, bad news. It's like we're hearing these, hey, we're gonna bounce. We got some great predictions. We think Bitcoin in 2026, mind you, per the cycle, that would be October, November would be the traditional bottom. So it should be going down if we were at the top, and we're gonna go down in the bear for 12 months from basically October to October. That would be traditional, right? Fundamental, historical. But if we're going to bounce and 2026 is going to be the all-time high, that's a game changer, right? Extended cycle theory, all of that. So we're getting the good news, bad news on the media, and it always seems like something big happens when you hear it, when you get the good news, bad news. Remember, China shut down Bitcoin before. It's almost like every other year they're trying to shut down Bitcoin. But what you got, Redman?
Yeah, I mean, you as an investor, you got to be prepared each way, right? Up or down. So, I mean, that should be part of your thesis regardless. So, but China has this thing of when they want to buy cheaper Bitcoin, they want to go ahead and ban all Bitcoin services. The only problem is they don't actually enforce it. So it's like, hey, we're going to go ahead and ban Bitcoin so you guys can sell all your Bitcoin to President Xi over there. And then a couple of days later, it's psych, everybody can buy Bitcoin again once they get it at those prices. It says right here, it says, despite official bans, China's complex relationship with Bitcoin continues to evolve, with underground mining thriving and new enforcement rhetoric emerging. It says China's central bank held a high-level conference with regulators vowing to intensify the 2021 ban on all virtual currencies, with new focus on stablecoins due to cross-border payment concerns. The crypto community's reaction, mostly shrugs and memes. Everybody's just shrugging off because they've done this before. They do this every couple of years when they want to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price. price. It says, despite the ban, China has quietly climbed back to third place globally with 14% of Bitcoin mining hash rate. That's up from the 2021. It's up from 2021. Miners are distinguishing operations as cloud services, or server hosting, leveraging cheap renewables in provinces like Sichuan. Riding the AI data center boom, mining rig sales jumped 50% in Q2 2025. So there's a lot going on over there, even though they're saying that it's banned. Let's see here. It says China's cybersecurity agency CVERC alleged the U.S. of orchestrating the 2020 theft of 127,000 Bitcoin. That's $13 billion today by the Bitcoin price. From Lubium Mining Pool called it state-level hacker operation. They linked it to the U.S. government seizures from fraud cases, adding to fuel the U.S.-China crypto tensions amid ongoing Trump-Xi discussions. So they're using this. This is a political play. They're using this ban as a political play. China's crypto stance remains banned but don't fully enforce, creating a paradox where official prohibition coexists with underground resilience. Bitcoin, hovering around 90,000, has barely flinched at China's latest signals, reinforcing its global state resistance nature. Boom. Bitcoin. Get him out of here. Get out. So yeah, it's in the news, and it should be in the news. I mean, people should know about this, but at the same time, it's kind of a nothing burger at the same time, Billy. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. It's just interesting how the influx of news comes after a big dip on 1010, and it seems like you start to get all kinds of different activity. But let's real quick say hello to the chat. I see we have Emma in the chat and Alexandra G, the best mod of all mods. Alexandra G. Ink Pirate, good to see you. Green Day. Who else we got in here? Yep. Crux. Crux says China has the second most Bitcoin of any country. Do what they are doing, not what they are saying. Amen, Crux. Amen to that, brother. That is exactly right. Good to see you, Emma. Yeah, we get activity going, and the sound effects just go nuts in here, right, Dave Digital? Our Jimmy Jim. Right. There you go. Cheers, Crux. Good to see you, man. All right. So I wanted to get into this cool story. Let me pull it up here, guys. Let's see. And this is where, yep, there you go. That was kind of quick, though. That was kind of quick.
You guys didn't even give him a couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, all right. There you go. Walmart, guys, going blockchain. Walmart going blockchain. So there's two stories in this story, really. Number one, the story, and my man Johnny December brought this up in a X tweet, and it was amazing because I was already checking out this Walmart story, and right when he sent it out, I was like, Johnny, you read my mind, man. But Walmart has a whole entire incubation arm, and they're investing into Web3 and blockchain, and they have this 12-week virtual incubator program. And it brought in a flagship group of 5 companies that specialize in Web3 marketing, advertising, proving payment technologies, among other themes. And the startups are based in the U.S., Italy, and Poland, and the U.K. At Walmart, it says we see the growth and expansion of increasingly immersive virtual worlds as not only a chance to develop new ways to meet and engage with our customers, but also an opportunity to experiment with new type of commerce. Right? So Web3. Now, you get, last month, Pudgy Penguins, best known for the 8,888 NFT collections, launched its toy line in over 2,000 Walmart stores across the U.S. We believe that the decentralized commerce offers a significant opportunity to break down commerce into its fundamental elements, transforming it into a more decentralized and adaptable framework of protocols. This shift aims to enhance efficiency, trust, equity, and overall user experience for both retailers and consumers globally. So that's one story. The one story is they have an accelerator program, an incubation program. They're biting off big, but there's another story in which they are now live with, and I actually downloaded the app today. They're actually live using, let me pull this up, OnePay. So you can go into App Store on an iPhone. You can go to App Store. You can download OnePay. And what OnePay does, what Walmart is doing is, and I think it's ingenious, because they're not looking at crypto and saying, "Oh, we believe in Bitcoin. We crypto's the future." No, they're not thinking that way. What they're saying is, we're going to develop an app that allows the convenience of choice, but more importantly, we get rid of the 3% Visa charges that are occurring. In other words, using the legacy system right now, Walmart pays billions in those fees. When somebody uses a credit card at the Walmart store, then they got to pay their piece to Visa. The retailer pays that. And so by going to blockchain, going to Web3, using OnePay, develop an app where now they get rid of that. They have got this seamless integrated software that they don't even have to store one Bitcoin. They don't have any Bitcoin. They don't have any crypto, Walmart. The app itself, the only thing going into its bank account is dollars. And the immersive technology that they are using here to make all that happen, no seed phrase, none of all that stuff, they've done it right here with OnePay. So I had to download it myself and sign up for it. And it's interesting because it's just like we crypto people know KYC is. So literally I had to KYC for Walmart today. Exact same process if you're setting up on an exchange and you have to KYC. So it's kind of interesting. Like I first learned about KYC in crypto, right? Like I never had to do that before online like that. But now Walmart's having you KYC. So check it out. We're not endorsed. We're not getting any money, anything like that from. It's just a cool, interesting story that's in the news, and I had to kind of deep dive myself. What do you think about that, Redman? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just like what we saw with McDonald's and One Key, right? So McDonald's is trying to get part of that market share, and that's exactly what Walmart's trying to do. They're looking at crypto like it is a superior investment vehicle, and they want to try to get in on that dough. I mean, first of all, it's funny because we're going to go from Ferrari accepts Bitcoin to McDonald's accepts Bitcoin. That's humongous for crypto. Walmart accepts Bitcoin. Walmart accepts crypto. You know what I mean? So you're just seeing the natural progression play out right before your eyes. Each one of these articles that I read, it's just like mass adoption is a lot closer than we think it is. That's the thought that I get when I read these articles is, man, it gives me goosebumps. Like I got right now, I got goosebumps because, we're seeing this play out right in front of us. And I'll send it back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, man, I think it's I think it's a sign of the times, man. I think it's a sign of the times. Very interesting. I'll kick it over to Jimmy, but I want to say hi to Band-Aid. Maybe a Band-Aid. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Wayne C. Longtime OG Wayne C. Over there at Frankie Candles. And
JB Hulk Smash.
Some of these, like Jesse's on it. Jesse's on it. But what do you think about it, Jimmy? Walmart, OnePay, crypto. 2,200 stores launched. OnePay was one of the most downloaded apps because of that.
I mean, that's great for crypto. I mean, I honestly, as you guys were sitting there talking, I was trying to think what was the last time I even stepped foot, went online or anything with a Walmart, and I honestly couldn't remember.
Whoa, Jimmy, come on, man.
Jimmy, how do you avoid Walmart?
Jimmy, that's a status
Amazon.
thing, dude. uh,
Well, no, I mean, I've got to buy consumer goods like everybody else. I mean,
you
I
go to
don't buy
Target.
some bougie paper to wipe my butt with. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's good entertainment value at Walmart without a doubt. Great people watching, and that doesn't cost a damn thing, and you don't have to put that on the blockchain.
Well, if you look at their earnings, though, man, they killed it this last quarter. Like Walmart's earnings were way up, their profits way up. I mean, so like on the stock side of what they're doing, they're not dying, they're growing. So it's like you said, good for crypto for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for crypto. I mean, if Amazon was doing it, I could actually take advantage of it.
Yeah, I bet you we see that next, right? Look at PayPal, right? How PayPal has their own
Stablecoin?
yeah, their own
On-ramps.
stablecoin. Their own stablecoin. PayPal has its own stablecoin. I think it's. I mean, Jeff, you can pull that up, but isn't it DDT called PayPal? I think that's the stablecoin. It's a
PYUSD, I think it is.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Well, and you can buy crypto on PayPal.
yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for like the central feature of it, I would, but they can freeze your account. I mean, that's the centralized feature of it that I try to stay away from. But yeah,
They will freeze your account.
they will. Yeah, and
Not just if they can, they will.
they'll fine you too. I think $2,500. They were doing that for a little while too. If you
Well, only if you say something stupid.
yeah.
Well,
It's in the terms of agreement. Of course, it's legal now.
Yep.
it was interesting when, like, switching gears a little bit here. Well, first of all, let me back up. Dave, what's your thoughts on Walmart?
I mean, I think it's just like you say, it makes sense for them with the fees. I don't think they're a big fan of Bitcoin or not a big fan of Bitcoin. I don't think they care either way. If they can take billions a year, I think that's what they're going to do. It's about their shareholders at this point, right? And what's the bottom line?
Yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts on your end, DDT, on Walmart and their innovation?
Yeah, because I think the fact of the matter is payment rails, credit card fees, debit card fees, or whatever, check fees, or check card fees. It makes sense that, yes, you obviously have to do all the integration and pay for the software and the development to those type of things if you're going to do it. But where your fees are now like cents on the dollar rather than like, or even on a big transaction, a few cents rather than a few dollars, it makes sense for A, the customer, and B, the business, kind of, because merchant fees, I've worked in retail, like, I think it was like, I don't know which, I think it was like one of these Verifone or one of these, they were taking 3%.
Mm-hmm.
So you buy $100 item, like you're losing 3% to them just from merchant fees. So,
and even beyond that, what do they get in chargebacks on Visa that you're not going to get on Bitcoin?
Yeah, and those type of things as well. So it's definitely probably just a fees and obviously optimization kind of mechanism now and kind of feature, and obviously moving ahead with the times. Kind of everything is moving to Web3, so they might as well kind of join as soon as and kind of get on board. Which you'll find more retailers and more kind of big corporates will do eventually. But specifically with Walmart, with their own app, with their own developments and those type of things, where you just load USDT or whatever it is to buy your groceries or buy whatever. You buy a TV, go to the till, scan it straight out your phone app. It's convenience and also cheaper than kind of the traditional kind of merchants fees that they pay.
Well, if you guys, for a lot of us, been in crypto for a while, it's so interesting because we still hit resistance when we talk about crypto to new people, right? Or Bitcoin. Let's just say Bitcoin to new people. But if you look, just since a lot of us have been in, look at like almost can't you step back and see where this is all going, guys? It's like, hey, it doesn't take us to say it. You can look at when we started, you could barely accept crypto anywhere. And now there's crypto ATMs and now there's ETFs and now there's treasuries and now you're getting retailers into crypto in a big way. Just look at all of the progress. Like anybody with a brain, I'm sorry, just open your eyes, guys. You need to look at Bitcoin and open your eyes and just see in the last, just since I've been in it, since 17, and look at all of the ease of use. Like I was just talking the other day, remember MetaMask, like back in 2020 or whenever, 2020, it was so difficult to maneuver. You had to learn how to maneuver your MetaMask. And now you go into MetaMask and you could trade stocks on using Meta. It's just like unbelievable to me, the interoperability and the amount of progress that has happened in crypto. And so I would hope that onboarding new people with all of this positive transformation in the crypto marketplace would be easier. But who knows, man? It just seems like there's always some resistance with Bitcoin to this day with people. And like we all say, hey man, Bitcoin finds you when you deserve it, right? When you deserve it. So
real quick, Billy, if you look at the Genius Act, what did the Genius Act do for stable coins? They exploded right after. So people need to see they need to see regulation. And I think once the Clarity Act is passed, these companies are going to be hitting the gas on blockchain technology. It's really going to come to fruition because now you've got the regulatory infrastructure to be able to build on something that's lightning fast. We don't need a middleman. It goes straight from your wallet to the retailer, and that's it. There's none of this 1%, 2% fees all over the place like how it is with Visa right now. You won't have that anymore. And so the profit margins are going to go up, and that's just going to make crypto look that much more juicier to everybody else in the world. But yeah, I think once the Clarity Act is passed, I think this crypto is going to hit the gas, and we're going to see a lot different financial structure out there.
yeah, man. Okay. What else? Hey, thanks, Green Day. Appreciate it. Who else we got here? Lebius, Caspa. Yeah. Well, hey, we're big Caspa guys. I'm a big Caspa holder. I have never sold my Caspa. I just keep buying different stuff with Caspa. I think we got into because of Gia Burke. Gia Burke has really got us on a whole bunch of different little Caspa coins, and you see Burke's minting like new, like he's selling products that are Caspa related. Have you guys seen that yet? We got to bring.
Yeah,
Burke
he's got the Nacho coin out now.
Yeah,
that's the new mint. It's an actual silver Nacho coin, so that he's making right now.
Yeah. All right, let me go over here. So, one of the other things I wanted to talk about today, while we had the time, let me see at least that's gave a little bit of time. There you go. There you go. So I got all these pop-ups that keep Michelin Web 3, Michelin Tire, right? Pioneer brand loyalty. And I was looking at these NFTs, and Michelin is already in the game, right? So Michelin 3X Club NFT, 2,400 Ethereum based, NFTs serve as digital passports, granting access to exclusive dining, motorsports events, and collectibles. By 2025, the program grew to 900 active holders with NFTs. So here you got a big company, Michelin, that is believing in Web3, believing in blockchain. And you look at, well, you would think, oh, wow, worldwide tires. And one of the corporate, North American corporate headquarters is right here in Greenville, Spartanburg. And you would think, wow, well, they probably have a million NFT holders. Doggone pop-up block. But no, they're just getting into it. Unlike speculative NFT projects, Michelin's tokenized loyalty model emphasizes real-world utility through tiered rewards, gamified engagement, and physical. What is that? Experiences. What is that misspelled? But I don't even know what kind of experience that is. DDT. Strategic alliance with Web3 communities and focus on mobility, gastronomy, integration, gastronomy. Wow.
Gastronomy. I got gastronomy.
Yeah. So you got, and so I started, yeah, not that kind of gastronomy. I knew as soon as you say the words, man, it's just like, it's like you can't help it.
Oh my!
America is
sheesh.
a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
You guys. So I pulled up a website, and I must have closed it, but I showed the boys here before we started this stream all of the major companies that are now have their own NFT, and there's literally hundreds across. So it was Burger King, it was Coca-Cola, it was all of the main some of the NBA teams. Lamborghini. There was just, you can just click all of the companies that have NFTs right now in America, and there's hundreds of them. And you can Google this yourself. Just type in, companies with NFTs, and boom, you'll see all of these companies that are going to NFTs. So as we thought, and I always say this, and I think over time people will and I stole it, right? So it's not my original thought, but Warren Buffett says, do not follow the herd. So when you're thinking something is dead and everybody's selling, that's when Warren Buffett is buying. And as long as that thing that you're looking at has true value, so some real world value, then, and it's stable. In other words, Bitcoin, for instance, it's going to have real world value forever, and it's stable. Even though the price is volatile, it's stable. Well, when people are selling, that's when you should be buying. So like Drew said, it dropped down to the 80s, he bought. When the fear is the highest, and that's why, when that dropped down to 10 on fear and greed, I bought Bitcoin. Matter of fact, I bought some Bitcoin today too, because at these numbers, when you're in, anything in the teens, 19, 18, 15, 13, for me, for my own investment thesis, and it may not work for you, so this is not financial advice, but I buy. And it's like these NFTs. It feels like the world has written them off. And because there was some, just like the meme coins, there's some scams, there's some things that, I probably have 1,000 NFTs that are worthless, to tell you the truth. But that's what you go through when there's a startup market. You go through a whole bunch of failures. You go through a whole bunch of iterations before you get to the place where you're now holding something of high value. So I have some really, really good NFTs that I'm probably never going to sell. One of them is the Forbes Legacy Pass, the Forbes Magazine Legacy Pass. Probably by the end of today, I will have one of the Michelin and NFTs that I found today. So it isn't necessarily, and of course, all you guys know, we're very involved with Star Dogs. I think Hollywood, Darcy. That's a real company, real Vision Entertainment. By the way, they got a new movie coming out that they're on board with. It's, I believe, called Sheepdog, and you're going to see me. You're going to see me talk about that movie a little bit more because that's part of Real World Entertainment and Real Vision Entertainment and Stardog. So,
Yep. And on that same note, Jimmy is actually looking for a agent now. So if there's any agents in the chat, he's looking for one in an expectation of having a speaking role.
you get
So,
you get that jeweled microphone, Jimmy. Physical and digital blend. Okay. To create, yeah, here it is. That's like that was a new word in my vocabulary. I've never heard of that before. But hey, look, Web3 and blockchain is creating new words. Where you combine physical and digital worlds to create a seamless, interactive user experience. That word right there. Anyways, NFT thoughts. Redman, what's your thought on Michelin and their NFT?
Yeah, go for it. So that's how most of us learn coming into crypto is we try something out and either we got bit, most of the time we did, or we made out really well. And Michelin's not going to know until they open the door. And by doing that, I think them getting involved is great. It's outstanding. Actually, Billy told us to look back while we were driving to before we hit the tabernacle. He said, if you guys look back, you can see the Michelin plant right over here on the right hand side. And I said, what?
That's the left side, Red.
I do. No, that's the right side. Oh, you're left. Though. But I did see the lake though back there. I did see the lake, so caught that one.
That's an inside joke. Everybody's
Parliament.
like, what are these guys laughing about? Someone.
Sorry.
Just look back, you'll see it.
I love you, man. I had to say, it's too good of a setup, man.
It was a perfect setup. For you, so. Call it cost of tuition. Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Jimmy? The besides you needing an agent on Michelin NFT project.
Need to figure out how to incorporate that into their restaurant ratings.
Who
Michelin?
Michelin stars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have to dig in, and
Maybe that's what they're doing.
And like you get these big companies that are going to go into different NFT utility. Like I could see the Ticketmaster becoming a NFT, right? In other words, when you get that NFT, you get that ticket. It's a NFT, and it's more than just a ticket. Like we would just throw those old paper tickets away back in the day. Now I know, like today, you do it on your phone and you scan the UPC or the barcode or whatever. But if it becomes a collectible for that artist, so you don't throw it away anymore, you actually print it out, put it in a frame, or it's a rare, so everybody's ticket's the same, but your ticket has some sort of unique icon on it that makes it, a 1 of 10, and it's now not just a ticket, but a rare piece of.
I mean, they don't even really have to have that type of value. It could be a loyalty card that has all the functionality. So basically, that they could put your ticket on, that they could put your money on, that they could put everything, your identity, all your receipts on, all that, and that you could just go to place to place to place and scan that NFT and use it, just kind of like you would a loyalty card. It doesn't necessarily have to be and buy NFT price goes up. It could just be buy NFT get benefits, and that makes a whole lot more sense to me than price goes up.
Yep, me too, Dave. Me too. And that's what I'm saying. So the first generation of this, the first iteration of it was, it's all just art and price goes up. And if I got one, it's worth $100,000 and you don't have one. Right. But we knew that was not going to that's just not going to last, right? But now they're actually baking in some real world utility, like Star Dogs being in a movie, having a speaking role, following a producer around if you're interested in producing. If you're a musician and you want to submit your own song to see if it can be featured in that movie, if it goes with that movie, if it goes with that theme, because you're a holder of that NFT, you get to submit that, and you get the real people that we know are making those decisions about whether it's going to be utilized or not. So it's a game changer. Michelin, all these guys are starting to do things with these NFTs that I think are game changers. And I think where a whole big mass of people are saying they're dead, I'm thinking, no, they're not dead. They're just getting started. That's my
Yeah, I think they're
personal
going to get
opinion.
reborn in a totally different definition, a totally different
Yep,
role.
I do
I think
too.
they're going to blend in the background more than what we think. I think people are just, or the companies are just going to issue them to us. We're going to somehow there's going to be a place to put them all, and then that's just going to be normal. Everybody's going to collect their NFT. You go into your NFT, you'll be able to see your history, just like with the apps. You know, they all want you on their apps. You can get all the special stuff in their apps. I think they're just going to find a way to get an NFT into your hands. That way they can track it better and be a little bit more secure.
Yep, I agree. And shout out to all the watchers right now. We have 70 people total watching. So thank you for popping into Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button, smash the like button for us, and stay around. I do want to move into another one of our great topics. Dave, give me a second. There we go.
Yeah, you see, Lab in the chat had the similar idea. He said the NFT could possibly prevent truckers from sharing their Michelin card with their friends so that they get the discounts, etc. So you would have to use your own discount card. So it does. I think he's right along the same lines as what we were saying.
I don't know why this is doing this, man. Yeah, this thing's like going radical on me, man. Do you see it?
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to get caught up.
No, I can read that, Billy. I can read it just fine.
Wow, look at that, man.
Oh yeah, I read that fast normally. It's cool.
I wonder why it's doing that.
Because
Have a stroke.
It's
you
gonna
had
have a
the
stroke.
page, you had the page and it was still, and now you're reloading the page, so it's reloading all the prices.
Yeah, but it should be. I hit the reload button. It should be just like boom.
It should be done by now. Yeah.
Anyways, I wanted to go into this, blacking you
I
guys
know if we were
out.
on Alex O's stream, what we would say is happening, but we can't say that here.
That's right. That's right, Dave.
Otter gang.
Otter gang.
Anyways, let me see if I can reload this. Hold on, guys. Yeah, this is in this post. ChatGPT launches in November 22, right? We know that triggered a massive investment wave, pushing OpenAI's valuation from 14 billion to 500 billion in under 3 years. The S&P surged nearly 74% between late 22 and 2025, September 2025, while job openings collapsed by 4.3 million over the same period. Now, people say that has nothing to do with AI. Whatever. You can see. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is doing this. I cannot even pull it down now. Look, it's jamming up on me.
Unshare it and then reshare it.
Yeah, I'm going to unshare it and reshare it.
That's another great thing about Burke. He can tell you the dang Windows commands that you can push control or command this and it'll fix it immediately. Like I was in a chat one day and I was like, man, my computer's doing this. He's like, well, do this. And I did it and it fixed it.
Yeah.
So cool.
Because when I'm seeing it without sharing it, it's not doing that. It's only when I share it. Maybe I'm not allowed to share it. Maybe
It's not doing it anymore.
Yeah, it is on my end.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Weekend.
But it's okay. What I'll do is I'll just go into this story here, read this. Let's see.
Leb says use a different browser.
Yeah, I probably should. So by the time OpenAI released ChatGPT weeks later, the index had bounced almost 13%, but still stayed from a new record until January of 2024. So investors pile into AI while the market resets. OpenAI introduced ChatGPT with a short 6-sentence product post in November of 22, which we already read. Okay. My point about why bringing this up is because not only did it help the market surge and the Fab 7 do its thing, but it is definitely impacting jobs. And we can go into, Army Piper does a really good job at this, going into the Fred report. So if you go into Fred, the government site, and pull up a lot of the job numbers and see what's going on, I would say that over the next 10 years, we are going to see a massive, like old Ross Perot said back when he was running for office, as probably before a lot of people in this chat was even alive, but Ross Perot said, if you pass NAFTA, there's going to be a giant sucking sound down to Mexico. And that's exactly what happened. There was a vacuum created down to Mexico because of the manufacturing. I'm looking at AI, and although I use it every day, Billy Goat Tales, we use it. I've been using ChatGPT since 2022, 23. I use it, love it, but man, there's no way this is not going to take jobs away. There's just no way. There's so many things that you will not need people to do. And with Elon launching Optimus, which is being built. I mean, that's real. This is not like, hey, they're being built right now. He already launched it. You can buy your robot, your Optimus robot. I say in the next 10 years, man, we are going to see a massive amount of job loss. Now, I'm not trying to spread fear or FUD. I do believe that those jobs will be picked. There will be new jobs that are created because of AI. So there'll be new technicians needed. There'll be new roles that you need to learn how to do. But
There'll be new OnlyFans channels.
yeah.
And there might be a period of time where all these little mundane tasks just go away and we don't have to do them anymore. And so there may be a period of time where people refigure out what is important and what do they have to do. We don't know yet if how income and how the income share and all that's going to work. So we don't know. I mean, if there's an opportunity for a lot of people to not have to work, it may be good for them. Now, will it be probably a period of 40 years where everybody just gets screwed up for a long time and before they figure out, that freedom? Probably. We are humans. I mean, we probably will have a long time of trial and error until we realize, oh, well, maybe we're not just supposed to ruin this. Maybe we're supposed to, get enlightened and do all these great things. And, maybe there's a period of time between we have to work and we don't have to work, or for money. We have to work for money and we don't have to work for money to survive. Maybe eventually there is a better world. I don't think that happens immediately, as I think you give a lot of people a lot of freedom right now, then they'll probably party with it too much. But I think over a period of time that gets old and surely will mature.
But I mean, this is not the first time humans have invented something either, right? I am
Right.
sure back in the day, somebody, Thomas Edison was like, man, these candle makers are fixing to eat stool because, I invented electricity, but here we are in 2025 and I can go down to Bath and Body Works and buy candles. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
it'll evolve. The job types people are working will evolve,
Yep.
but they
And maybe
will
even the reason will
require
evolve too.
more than likely a higher education, in my opinion.
We just want to be out in front of that, right? So you want to be able to recognize that there is something here. This is going to turn into something more in the future, and you want to be positioned correctly so you can benefit from it. And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is these robots are a thing, and AI and crypto and robots go hand in hand, buddy. They are like match made in heaven. And I'm excited to see where this all goes.
Well, to Dave's point, like just the paradigm shift. Forget about the money side or the opportunity side of AI from an investment standpoint, but think about it from just a human side. It is very interesting because I'm the first one that would go against this notion of, oh, everybody's going to own nothing and be happy. Like when I heard that a few years back, I was like, what? Like the American dream is to own your house. Of course, I'm a home builder, so I take that pretty. That's my livelihood. Um, to home ownership or owning a business or owning your stuff um, is like the American dream. And so when anybody tries to suggest that you're going to own nothing or you don't need anything and you're going to have all this extra spare time, universal income, right? It just sounds scary to me when I hear that. It just sounds scary to me. I hear a mic buzzing or something. I don't know what that is. It sounds scary to me, right? Now I'm not that it's right or wrong, but from like Dave, you brought up a good point. The human side, are we going to screw that up? Because AI gives you a lot of, look at how we're using it at Billy Goat Tales, right? So when I go to create my motivational mindset videos, from the time we first started to how we're doing it now, we've compressed the time down because of AI. So if you think about that across industries and how all the industries are right now, just now, big industries incorporating AI, and they're going to squeeze down all of those work hours that they once had to allocate for that task, but they no longer have to allocate that work time for that task. It's like, what's going to happen? Now, to Jimmy's point, I agree. Like there's still candles today, right? But those candles today aren't for the light source. They're for the fragrance, the smell, right? So it's a different reason that people buy candles. And you just got to wonder, like, I think of like the trades. I think of mechanical trades. I think of electricians. I think of plumbers. I think of HVAC guys. Like, I really don't see in our lifetime, even Elon's robot replacing those jobs because they take movement, they take manufacturing, they take jumping in a vehicle and driving down the road and installing it in somebody's house, right? But when I think about all of the editing and all of the administration stuff that it used to take 10 people to do, say at a newspaper, right? Take 10 people to do. No, you need one. You need one. It's like, I really think we're kind of in this like a great switch over, a great change. And I'm still battling in my own head whether it's good or bad. I really don't know. I just kind of, it's like a little scary and a little bit of like great opportunity ahead and the unknown, right? So I think you make a great point there, Dave. It's the human piece. Are we going to screw it up?
Yeah, and I think that we probably will at first. I mean, I think a lot of folks will. I think a lot of us are preparing, and that's good for us. But I think there are a lot of folks, they're already screwing it up. Places where they made drugs legal, you can just see how the humans just screw it up. They just are like, oh, look at this. I'm just going to do it all the time. Well, that's really not what drugs are for. You're supposed to do them like once in a while if you do them at all. You're not supposed to just wake up in the morning and have a little fentanyl breakfast. It's just, you're just not supposed to. I mean, but they're getting used to it. They're screwing it up. But I bet their children aren't going to screw it up if they have children, if that's even possible. Normally what they see mom and dad do, if it's not good, they don't want to do it.
And but I just
the bridge is out.
Before we get into our final segment, let me say hi to Randy. Good to see you, Randy. Thanks for stopping in. Sarah, good to see you. Is Solana good or not? Well, it's all in the eye of the beholder. All set. All set. Good to see you, A1 Rising. Thanks for popping in today. We appreciate you. Who else do we have? Jesse, of course. Jesse's always with us. Crypto Crux is good to see you. Yep, the Otter Gang. Oh, Alex sent some otters our way. Yep, we're all otters. Everybody at Billy Goat Tales is in the Otter Gang. We are like the original Otter Gang.
Gang, gang.
Really, really OG Otter Gangs. Let's see. Lebius, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. Come back every single Sunday. We are on here for like 2 hours on Sunday. It's our live show. And then on Saturday, we have a Dave Digital host a podcast in simple terms, really breaking down all kinds of projects in a way that makes it simple for you to understand. And if you don't understand, you can ask a question and Dave will ask the AI the question to get to the bottom of it so you can understand.
Well, Billy, that's a little bit specious. We call them our co-host.
Okay.
You don't.
You're making it. You gotta be friendly to them, huh? You gotta be friendly to them.
We don't just want to call them the AI. Those are our co-hosts.
Are you saying please and thank you?
I always say please and thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, my man Randy, man. Love you, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, big Randy.
It's great to see you. Great to see you in our chat. Prayers going out to you, man. It's amazing. K Dig. Oh yeah, Miss K Dig, the real K Dig. Thanks for popping in. And with that, we're going to kick it over to Jimmy for Jimmy's final thoughts. You ready, Jimmy?
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Man, it was definitely a week. No Legos, lots of cards. We had a fantastic week. Me and Taco went. At the end of this stream in 3 minutes, we'll have officially been live on YouTube for 65 hours this week. I want to say thanks to everybody from this community that hang out. I know K Dig was with us a lot. Alexandra G rolled through. Jay Violet. Who else did we see? I think Dutchy rolled through for a minute. I think Jesse did. I mean, just a whole bunch of people from this community came through. Bedell, matter of fact, Bedell hung out with us almost every day, all day. We chased some crypto cards. We got some more crypto cards coming in, and then we'll be back at it. I'll be glad to get back to work on Monday so I can get some rest. But it's been a fantastic week. We really just want to thank everyone for hanging out with us, helping us get those watch hours as this community, our Space City Breaks community grows. I think we cracked 2,077 subs this past week, so it's growing fast. And you don't even have to buy anything; you just come hang out with us. It's a good time. Ask Hey Dig. Hey Dig, I think won some giveaways this week too.
Yeah,
for free and for nothing.
And you got the newest top of the line newest cards that hit the marketplace too. And it's just fun to watch you guys. I popped in for a while. I always try to pop in.
Yep.
I try to let the team know when
Red score came in. He scored some nice hits this week. And Tony came and hung out for a little bit. Yeah, Billy. I mean, we had a good old time, man.
Space City Breaks. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for tuning in on a Sunday as we close down the holiday weekend, the Thanksgiving weekend. But guess what? Christmas is around the corner. We get to celebrate Christmas, my favorite time of the year. You should see the inside of our house. My wife has done a great job already, and I got to do the outside. So we'll send you some pictures of that. But with that said, everybody, love you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. And there's Dave Digital.
We are